So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. But it could be worse. You could be stuck watching the 1996 movie Ed. I don't think that's how that song goes. 1994 gave birth to Friends, a cultural phenomenon which became one of the most beloved and most popular sitcoms of all time. But don't expect me to share the love about this series like this guy. For as a cinema snob, I must express my disgust for the series Friends, even though I've seen every episode at least 5 times, just to make sure that I don't like it. Naturally, whenever a series gets big on television, its stars will be given a chance at headlining their own big screen motion pictures. Sometimes people are more successful at it than others, and the 1996 movie Ed is a go-to example of an actor's manager not knowing how to handle a sudden big-name talent. It's a movie in which Matt LeBlanc stars as a baseball player who joins a minor league team alongside a third baseman chimpanzee. What the fuck? That doesn't even sound like a real movie. It sounds like one of the fake movies Joey Tribbiani starred in. Look at this!
Open the door! Open it! Oh, that's attractive. Open the door! Stop messing around!
See? Ed fits in perfectly alongside his show Mac and Cheese. Even the trailer is quick to bring in the Friends audience.
Not my bathroom!
Don't you do it, Friends Matt LeBlanc.
I believe you mean starring Vinny and Bobby's Matt LeBlanc? The movie was offered to both Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc, and I can only imagine that Matthew Perry watches this movie laughing his ass off the same way Arnold probably does when he's watching Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. So given that I wrote and recorded this episode on the exact 20th anniversary of Joey first saying "How you doin'," let's watch the Matt LeBlanc monkey movie. This is Friendsuary. Looking at the talent behind the film, it is absolutely baffling who they put in charge of this. The movie is directed by famed documentarian Bill Cotturi, who brought us the highly acclaimed Dear America Letters Home from Vietnam, and it's written by David Mickey Evans, who also wrote The Sandlot. What the hell? That's like finding out if the writer of Field of Dreams also wrote Ghost Dad. Oh, wait a minute, that's actually true. Can't you just feel the talent behind these lines?
Lordy, let me see that radar gun, son.
Holy torpedo, Batman!
I don't want to watch this movie anymore. Matt LeBlanc plays Jack Deuce Cooper. Jack shit, really? Jack is a phenomenal pitcher who makes it onto the minor league team, the Rockets, along with these minor league jokes.
Kid, did anyone ever see you pitch?
My mom.
Why did that scene just end? Where was the fucking joke? Jack oversleeps because he doesn't have the duck and chick to wake him up. He lives on a farm with his dog Speed, named after the editor's drug of choice, and to be fair, there's one good joke here so far.
Morning, Charlotte. Where's Wilbur? Wilbur. Mom, you didn't.
He ate Wilbur from Charlotte's Web! Guess Charlotte shouldn't have used Templeton's crunchy suggestion. Meanwhile, at the Baseball Stadium, the audience looks really pissed at this movie. Let's get this game started. Why did he have a mouthful of feces? Unlike the little cars, thankfully we have an announcer who talks.
Cooper's been shaking off fastball signs all afternoon, trying to get what we heard was a mean curveball. But from what I've seen, it ain't mean, and it sure don't curve.
Sports. Anyway, the food fetish restaurant manager from Friends informs us that Jack has choked. Clearly, the next best thing is to give up on humans altogether. And Matt LeBlanc is instantly regretting going to the same tanning salon as Ross. And that's not the weirdest thing about this scene.
Don't sweat the pitch, Jack. Your luck's gonna change.
What the hell's Jesus doing in this movie? They send Jack to pick up the new baseball player because Jim Caviezel isn't a name yet. Okay, did you order a monkey? Troy Evans has to drop off the dolphin from Ace Ventura after this. This is gonna get dumb, isn't it? I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna bash it good!
No.
Never mind playing baseball, Ed the chimp is just as intelligent as a person. Why isn't this a bigger story? Jack Warden and Bill Cobbs approach Ed to debate which of them is at a bigger career low. Not sure what's more fake, the monkey or Patrick Kerr's hair.
Nice monkey, okay. Hey, wait, easy. That is not a toy. That is private.
Guess it's the hair. The reason Ed is great at baseball is because he belonged to Mickey Mantle. Which is why Lloyd is great at reviewing movies. See? He's not impressed. Look how amazing Ed is.
Cool.
You have no more fingers! This isn't funny. This is pretty fucking weird. After Ed punches Scut Farkas, Matt LeBlanc hangs out by himself so he can imagine throwing baseballs into Matthew Perry's face. Ed is played by stunt people Jay Caputo and Denise Cheshire from Graduation Day and Jaws? What's next? Are you gonna tell me that the movie is from the producer of Spike Lee's Clockers? God damn it, it is! Why is the crew on this movie so bizarre? Ed and Jack have to stay together, and it'll be more hilarious than when Chuck Norris and a dog hunted down white supremacists.
You're under arrest, bozo.
Wait a minute, that wasn't hilarious at all. The love interest is Lydia, played by Jane Brooke. I don't remember her being on Friends, so here's a reference to Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Well, it had Rachel's sister in it. They invite the two over for dinner because their meals always end with someone getting shit thrown on them. Plus...
Look, Mom, he likes your flowers.
Well, that proves it. I'm glad someone around here stops and smells them.
That lady wants to fuck that monkey. Everything about Ed is off-putting.
Hey. Hey.
So he's possessed by a demon now? No wonder he's creepy. He's played by Jack Frost. They're living together for 2 seconds and already there's a piss and shit joke.
Don't you do it. Oh, bad monkey, bad.
Hey, this is it. There's a big fight scene coming up.
Go ahead. Try to kill me. I'm fighting for every man in the 80s.
This is just like the time Chandler listened to hypnotapes to stop smoking, only they were made for chimps instead. Ed helps Jack with his pitches, and Jack helps Ed with the slapstick.
Nice.
From the director of Last Letters Home, Voices of American Troops from the Battlefields of Iraq. Everyone is giving him shit for continuing to choke, including Mordecai 90s Hair Brown. Our heroes have to resort to eating dog food and TV dinners because they're too broke for even the Joey Special, 2 pizzas. It takes trying out dog food to realize that it's bad. What's next? Is he gonna eat a decades-old Reggie bar? This is some classic comedy meant for the big screen.
Mental activity needed for days even before he eats it. Small appendages outside his mouth.
I think this movie may be running out of material. Never mind, there's still plenty of laughs to be had, with Ed wanting to spend the night indoors. Why was he bent over? And why is this movie stepping on my friend's references? I didn't add that. He actually is watching an episode of Friends, which, by the way, did the man and his monkey plotline way better than this movie. I'd edit it to where they're all watching this scene, but that would cause the world to explode. I guess this is a universe in which Friends exists, but Matt LeBlanc didn't do the movie Ed, though he did definitely still do All the Queen's Men. Well, it is a baseball movie. Better get to some baseball.
The pitch is popped up. Way up.
I got it.
Anderson's under it, and he's...
This movie is stupid. Ed has to tell them to put him in the game, which, why weren't they playing the monkey to begin with? Bad news, though. If Ed fails, the umpire will eat his fucking heart. Naturally, this is one of those there ain't no rule movies, as in, there ain't no rule that says a chimpanzee can't play baseball.
Player eligibility. There exists no rule that requires a player to be of Homo sapien origin.
It was the MVP most valuable primate of its year. But if that weren't enough to get you on Ed's side...
Baseball is America's game. Every American, regardless of race, creed, color, species.
Leave it to George Washington Duke to make Ed playing baseball sound like a victory for civil rights. Also, what's going on in the announcer's booth? Sure, he can be a third baseman, but can he bat? If he can't, I'm never watching this game again.
Ball four.
Well, that's something the producers of this movie never saw. Then he caught a turd in his mouth. Front page news. While everyone is happy, I don't think Matt LeBlanc's heart is in the game. Or in this movie.
Thanks. Hey, Ed. Good game.
This movie killed his soul 30 minutes ago. Ed's getting so popular, he's making magazine covers, yet is still just a minor league player. Not looking forward to his Playgirl spread one bit. Or these Going Bananas inspired sound effects. I'm pretty sure that not only is there a rule against de-pantsing, but there's also a rule against using cartoon sound effects in your shitty comedy. But at least this never happens. Ugh, fuck! It's that dreadful time when some of the players get cut from the team. Don't worry, Cole from Martin, you're safe. Oh, good job, movie. You cut the most popular actor on your team. Unless it's another one of those hilarious Roger Dorn pranks. Then the cast gets drunk because there's still half of the movie left. The classic scene where Jack is too drunk to drive, so the monkey drives home instead. Guess that's easier than just calling a cab. I don't think they're really going that fast. They were both then tried for murder when they ran over 20 pedestrians. They got an extra 10 years for this pissing scene. This is a really different scene if you switch out the sound effects. Unfortunately, they couldn't get Hugsy to be in the film, so Ed had to fill in instead. Never mind, it's because Hugsy the Penguin was too good for this film. Alright, the whole romance subplot. Haven't seen you since the beginning of the film. I wonder why.
Hey, Deuce.
Yes, sweetheart.
Are you gay?
That's more of a Chandler question. Anyway, see you in the next reel. God forbid we're here for longer than 10 seconds. Like every great manager, he insists that Jack not practice and instead hang out with the chimp. They're going online to yell at everyone who says monkey instead of chimp. So then Jack and the monkey welcome Lydia back into the movie sooner than expected, and it still gets weird.
We did it! We're a good team.
I'm a little uncomfortable here. Bad touch, Ed! Sure, why not have him babysit the kid? He's proven himself trustworthy so far. Things aren't going too much better on Jack's date either. Meanwhile, they put a copy of Real Genius in the microwave, and for dessert, a montage. Why would you do that to Dire Straits? What did Dire Straits ever do to you? Jack wins a dead and stuffed Ed so he can take it home to give Ed nightmares. Something about this conversation seems familiar.
Like this. 2 fingers means a curveball, right?
That's a peace sign, I think. This is a deuce, down like that.
Who would have thought that The Darkest Hour would be a huge ripoff of Ed? Oh no, look at the time. We're late for another montage.
Take out the papers and the trash!
Again, this is way different when you switch out the audio.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash.
Now it's time for Ed's favorite game, peel a sleeping man's dick like a banana. Forget baseball, he's got copies of Dunstan Checks In to sign. Was no must-see Thursday actor safe from monkey movies? The team is doing way better, but these sound effects sure aren't. There was no glass there! The movie waits until the last half hour to have a villain plotline as Ed is raped in a prison shower and sold away to another team.
Where are they taking Ed?
Ed's just earned me an enormous amount of money.
No one made money off of this. This is all just perfectly normal to the manager.
He's not an animal, Chubb. He's a ball player.
All players get traded.
Oh yeah, I forgot about when Mark McGuire got traded by being kidnapped and thrown into a cage. Time to get serious.
Well, the way they see it, Ed's just an animal. So I guess he really doesn't own anything.
He owned third base.
Never mind, this movie is funny, because when it tries to get serious, it's fucking hilarious. The soundtrack here is out of control. They're treating this like the Shawshank Redemption.
Lydia, I can't do that.
When Jack Cooper is in trouble, you work twice as hard. When it's anyone else, it's just too much trouble.
That's not true.
That's great,
know.
Jack. If Liz ever gets kidnapped, remind me not to go after her. It's just too much trouble.
Ugh, typical Oscar bait. And speaking of the Oscars...
Put that thing on, monkey. About a little stick time!
And now The Shape of Water 2? Is every nominee this year ripping off Ed? Why the hell didn't you do this sooner? You could break those guys' spine with 2 fingers if you wanted to. And stupid Ed sabotages his own escape as he leaves Jack behind for a frozen banana truck. Anything to get this movie to 90 minutes. Sure hope he'll be okay.
Call an ambulance!
Okay, right.
And whose fucking fault is this? Tom Hanks had Philadelphia, Matt LeBlanc has Ed. Practically the same thing. More bad news for the team. One of their players has been traded to some Edward Burns movies, one of which is a much better Friends film. Where is Ed? I paid to see a monkey baseball movie, and Ed's not even playing in the climax? Don't try to distract me with a cameo.
Mr. Lasorda, this is a great pleasure.
Where is Ed the chimp?
You just paid Tommy Lasorda to say that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Also, the team is owned by the Thorn Cult. It all makes sense now. Unfortunately, the only cure for Ed is if Babe Ruth hits a home run. Well, Well, guess Jack is having a chimp for breakfast. It's okay, he's not dead. Let's get caught up on this game.
Cooper has carried his team this far, but nobody throws 100-mile-per-hour fastballs for 9 innings without paying the price.
Thanks, Jerry from Parks and Rec. Shouldn't you be arranging a surrogate for Monica and Chandler? Ed shows up just to watch the game, and then a stadium of fans demand their money back. What a shock. Not only do they win, but Jack goes off to the major leagues, and Ed buries his face in Lydia's chest. I too could eat a chocolate-dipped turd after this.
So what'd you guys think?
Well, this movie wasn't a very big success. Not even Matt LeBlanc was a fan, as evidenced in the Friends official farewell commemorative, in which he states that, speaking for myself, my first movie was with a monkey who played third base, man. I knew I had to choose a little more wisely. Matt Perry has a really funny story about that. I beat him out for that horrible movie. Again, Matthew Perry probably laughing his ass off at this film. The movie made only $4 million against a $24 million budget and was nominated for several Razzie Awards. That's right, the organization that nominated Stanley Kubrick and Darren Aronofsky thinks that you're bad. Take that! It lost Worst Picture to Striptease. Sure. Afterwards, Matt LeBlanc was mainly featured in supporting roles, such as Lost in Space and the Charlie's Angels movies, but had plenty of acclaim and awards recognition in the series episodes. Nevertheless, the TV remake was far superior, though this is the perfect film for those wanting a hybrid between the natural and going bananas. But I'm gonna have to dock this movie points for not even featuring Ed in it! 0 stars!
I'm gonna spank that monkey.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/StonedGremlinProductions. Follow us on Twitter at the Cinema Snob, or check out our homepage at thecinemasnob.com.